Chapter 16. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Daqian Dynasty, Inside the Palace. Your Majesty. What you said is true. Are you really going to reform the political system? Countless officials were stunned. Since taking office, His Majesty has been personally involved in everything. He handles border military affairs himself, and even if there is a small drought in the local area, he will personally inquire and give opinions. That's the local government affairs that are directly reported to the Emperor. No matter how responsible the Emperor is, he can't be responsible to this extent. Although they are relaxed, they really don't have much power at hand. It's almost like a nominal position. There is no difference between having them and not having them. They are all worried that if one day they go home for vacation, His Majesty will find that it's the same with them or not. Will he kick them out of the palace directly? Half of the officials basically have nothing to do. This Majesty is too hard-working. Now, he actually wants to reform the political system. Prime Minister Chu Ning was overjoyed. His Majesty listened to yesterday's admonition, which is a good thing. The current Empress, with unparalleled qualifications, should practice well, and the handling of state affairs should be left to them, right? At this moment, Qinglian looked cold and looked at all the officials. From today on, I will reorganize the court and set up a cabinet. The chief minister of the cabinet is Prime Minister Chu Ning, and the cabinet members are the ministers of the 6 ministries. From now on, local government affairs will be handed over to the 6 ministries for handling. After completion, they will be handed over to the cabinet for judgment, and then handed over to me for final judgment. Set up a supervisory office to supervise all officials. Hundreds of items in a row directly confused all the officials present. Prime Minister Chu Ning was also confused. Is this administrative system a bit complicated? Although I feel that my power seems to have suddenly increased too much, I just can't remember it clearly. Prime Minister. Chu Ning hurriedly bowed. Your Majesty, please speak. Qinglian casually handed over the administrative system that Chu Ning handed over yesterday. Within 3 days, you will form the cabinet, and you will set up the members of the procuratorate yourself. Submit the quota to me. Pass this system down as a standard. If anyone violates it, I will give you the right to kill without mercy. If you cannot implement it within 3 days, you will abdicate. The old man nodded in agreement. Looking at the densely packed text, his scalp was tingling. What happened to His Majesty? He suddenly made such a big move, but when his eyes fell on the paper, his eyes were burning. What is this? Is it a strategy that His Majesty came up with to reorganize the political system? Divide the government, deal with it together from top to bottom, supervise all officials, and evaluate their performance. Now His Majesty really intends to give up power and concentrate on cultivation. Good, good. Take a 3-day break. After 3 days, I want to see a different look. All officials bowed. I will follow the Emperor's will. Qinglian got up and left immediately. Chu Ning's idea is very good. Qinglian couldn't sleep last night, so he made a lot of changes overnight, adding and cutting some things to make it more suitable for the system of the Daqian Dynasty. I didn't expect that Chu Ning was not simple either. I don't know what his cultivation qualifications are. I'll ask Xiaobing later. Maybe I can relax after a few more days of busy work. At the same time, outside the palace, inside the Yi family Holy Land. The Yi family, the first cultivation sect of the Daqian Dynasty, is backed by the royal family and is also the royal family's cultivation sect. It has a high status and ranks first in the world. But now, the Yi family cultivators have been beaten to a generation by the Luohan dynasty. There are only a few cultivators in the 6th realm. The strongest one is Qinglian, who has now entered the level of a saint. A century-old saint is unheard of. The Holy Land is magnificent, not inferior to the palace, and countless cultivators practice here. The arrival of Chu Ning and Xiaobing immediately prompted the current elders of the Holy Land to come. I am Yi Xian, and I meet palace official Yi. The old man bowed, and even though he was a cultivator of the 6th realm, he still did not dare to act rashly with the maid in front of him. Yi Qinglian was a direct descendant of the Yi family, and they were only concubines, and their status was not as high as Yi Qinglian, even though Xiao Bing was not from the Yi family, who didn't know that she was the most favored mate around Yi Qinglian. If you offend her, just whisper a few words in her ear, you will face Yi Qinglian's thundering attack. Xiao Bing was not arrogant because of her status, but just smiled and bowed in return. Mr. Yi, there is no need to be like this. Xiao Bing is just a junior. I came here today because His Majesty asked me to test Mr. Chu's qualifications. Xiao Bing looked at Chu Ning and explained, there are female officials in the palace, of various ranks, and I am the head of the female officials. In addition, His Majesty gave me a surname, so I am a palace official. Chu Ning understood and also looked at the appearance of the Holy Land in front of him, not very grand, compared to the 3 holy places I visited before, it is far inferior to the Taishu Holy Land, however since Taishu Holy Land is one of the 3 holy lands in Tianxiang continent, it still has a certain status. It is impossible for a holy land of the 5 dynasties to be on par with it. Chu Ning also smiled and bowed, thanks to your Majesty's love, I have received this honor. The old man shook his head hurriedly. Since your Majesty asked, I will lead the way. Please, the 2 of you. Yi Qinglian's oppression to them was too strong. Since she was someone your Majesty valued, who would dare to offend her? What's wrong with cultivators? Cultivators also have to obey the secular imperial power. Besides, this person in charge of imperial power is more powerful than them in cultivation. In an instant, Chu Ning felt it, the status of his wife is still very high. All the way inside, countless cultivators stopped to observe and look at her. Who is this man? He is so handsome, but he is just a little bit worse than me. Brother Wang, do you think too highly of yourself? The temperament revealed by this man is probably better than 10 of you. You should know yourself. If you can look like him, you are afraid that you will not be favored by the senior sister. Fuck, which side are you from? Besides, what's the use of being handsome? My cultivation is higher than his. In 100 years, I will probably be an old man. Yes, 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 if you can't compare, find other excuses, and you are the one. All the way into the Holy Land, Chu Ning also observed the surroundings from time to time. Are all the people here practicing in the Yi family? No, Mr. Chu, many of them are also geniuses from all over the world. They are selected and sent to the Holy Land. They are the most outstanding practitioners. The Yi family Holy Land is second in the world, and no one dares to claim to be the first. In front of him, the old man was proud. The ancestor of my Yi family Holy Land was a peak celestial cultivator back then, and he has already ascended to the upper realm, but it's a pity that the ancestor left nothing behind when he ascended, which led to the extinction of my Yi family Holy Land. What a pity. In front of him, a towering stone statue stood in front of the gate of the Holy Land, the old man bowed, and Xiao Bing also bowed. Xiao Bing hurriedly reminded, Mr. Chu, this is the rule of the Holy Land. Those who enter need to worship the ancestor, and your Majesty also has to worship. Chu Ning understood and bowed as well. Okay. Okay, let's go, sir. Several people entered together, not noticing that the stone statue had begun to crack, and the head of the old man's stone statue was bleeding from all 7 orifices. An old cultivator from a certain sect in the upper realm suddenly spit out a mouthful of blood, and his cultivation was violently trembling, the same thing. Damn it, how come I'm being targeted by the heavenly Tao? What on earth is going on with such a strong backlash from the heavenly Tao? Yi Wuji frowned and began to deduce, but when he was part way through the deduction, he suddenly spat out another mouthful of blood. This person's existence is too strong and unpredictable. He suddenly knelt down and kowtowed heavily. I don't know which great power is watching me. I have practiced for thousands of years and have never done anything that harms the heavens and the law. I hope that the senior will not take my faults into account and give me a chance. Bang, bang, bang. After 3 kowtows, Yi Wuji waited for a long time, but there was no other reaction. It should be okay. Thank you for not killing me. I will be careful in my words and deeds in the future, that after doing all this, Yi Wuji was also extremely confused. How could he, a cultivator who has ascended for thousands of years and has never broken through the celestial realm, be targeted by such an existence? Strange.